tam olarak çok şey de hatırlamıyorum. Benim okumam yazmam zaten yok. Sadece gördüklerimi ya duyduklarımı. Yani kadının da hakkı var kafamda biriktirmiş şeyler.
Transport of a drunk gold farmers that have got one about 50 metres east of the aquarium in Flinders Street.
Human rights is policing. Policing is human rights. So when you come in and you risk assess, oh, there's a fight there, what are the issues that come into your head? The human rights framework will actually say to you, safety, safety, safety. Minimize harm.
சோழந்தாங்க போயிருந்தப்ப அங்கே டீ கடையில் தாழ்த்தப்பட்ட ஜாதிக்கு கொட்டாச்சியில் டீ ஊற்றுவாங்க, நல்ல உயர்ந்த ஜாதிக்கு டம்ளரில் காஃபி ஊற்றுவாங்க. இதெல்லாம் ஏன் பண்ணுறீங்க? இதெல்லாம் சட்டப்படி தப்பு. ஹியூமன் ரைட்ஸில் கம்ப்ளைண்ட் பண்ணதுன்னு ஹியூமன் ரைட்ஸ் திரு பஞ்சாண்டி சார் ஃபோன் பண்ணி வந்து அந்த பிரச்சனையை சால்வ் ஆகிட்டான்.
Human beings are born free and equal in dignity and rights. This is the powerful beginning of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, proclaimed in 1948 by the then newly established United Nations. The full realization of human rights requires all human beings to be aware of their and other people's rights and of the means to ensure their protection. This is the task of human rights education, which builds knowledge, skills, and attitudes prompting behavior that upholds human rights. Human rights education can make a real difference in people's lives, whether a woman in Turkey, a police officer in Australia, or a child in India, as we see in this film.
எங்கள் ஊரில் வந்து கள்ள வீட்டுக்காரங்க பல்ல வீடு தான் ரொம்ப சீப்பாக நினைப்பாங்க. குழாயில் தண்ணி பிடிக்க போனோம்னா கூட அவங்க தான் ஃபஸ்ட்டு பிடிக்கணும், அதுக்கடுத்து தான் நாங்கள் பிடிக்கணும். ஏன் நாங்கள் தானே ஃபஸ்ட்டு வருஷம் அப்படின்னு சொன்னாலும் நீ என்ன இவ்வளோ வாய் பேசுகிற, ஜாதி இந்த ஜாதி வச்சுக்கிட்டு இவ்வளோ இது பண்ணுற அப்படின்னா கேலியாக பேசுவாங்க.
The community of people who formerly were known as the untouchables of this country, who are popularly known today as Dalits, the people who are upper caste, consider them to be impure. For a young boy running into school, just because he comes from the Dalit community, he may not be allowed to eat along with the others, because the spillover from his plate should not fall into somebody else's plate. And it is a matter which affects and hurts very deeply the soul of the Dalit. So we started with the word human rights, and then we tried to understand what was Dalit human rights. We understand that these are very powerful words. But who are we? Who are we? All those who are working for promotion or the protection of human rights of all people, they are all human rights defenders.
Women can be ஆதிராவனால ஹையர் செகண்டரி ஸ்கூலில் வேலை பார்க்கும்போது இருந்து இந்த ஹியூமன் ரைட்ஸ் ட்ரைனிங் எடுத்துகிட்டு இருக்கேன். ஃபஸ்ட்டு ஸ்டார்டிங் வந்து 2001 திருச்சியில் நடந்த ஒரு ட்ரைனிங் தான் ஃபஸ்ட்டு ட்ரைனிங். அதுலேருந்து வந்து நிறைய விஷயங்கள் எங்களுக்குலாம் உலகத்தில் என்ன நடக்குது அப்படின்லாம் தெரியாது. இந்த ஹியூமன் ரைட்ஸ் அப்படின்றாலுமே எங்களுக்கு வந்து என்ன ஏதுனோடு தெரியாது. அப்படி இருக்கப்போ இந்த ட்ரைனிங் போய் நிறைய விஷயங்கள் கற்றுக்கிற முடிஞ்சிச்சு.
Normally, the government won't allow any private organization to get into the school activities. It's very difficult in Tamil Nadu, even in India, whole India. UN mechanism is the tool for us to approach the government. Then again we have to convince the headmaster on the importance of human rights education.
அதாவது வந்து குழந்தை உரிமை மனித உரிமை கல்வியில் வந்து குழந்தை உரிமைகள் நம்மளுக்கு பாடம் இருக்குது. விளையாட உரிமை, கல்வி உரிமை, பேசுவதற்கான உரிமை, இந்த வந்து எழுதி போடு சுதந்திர உரிமை, சுதந்திர உரிமை, நடமாடும் உரிமை.
எங்கள் அம்மா வந்து தட்டெடுத்து வேலை பார்க்குறாங்க, எங்கள் அப்பா லாரி ஓட்டுறாங்க. எல்லா வேலையும் என்னையை தான் பார்க்க சொல்லுவாங்க, எங்கள் அண்ணனை பார்க்கவே சொல்ல மாட்டாங்க. எங்கள் வீட்டில் ஆம்பளை பையங்களுக்கு தான் சப்போர்ட் பண்ணுவாங்க, பொம்பளை பிள்ளைக்கு சப்போர்ட் பண்ணவே மாட்டாங்க. ஏன் அவங்கள ஆம்பளை பையங்க இருக்காங்கல்ல, ஏன் அவங்கள பார்க்க சொல்ல, ரெண்டு பேரும் ஒரே பிள்ளை இதில், ரெண்டு பேர் நீங்கள் பெற்ற பிள்ளை இதில், எதுக்கு என்னையவே எல்லாம் சொல்கிறீங்கன்னு சொன்னால் அவங்க ஆம்பளை பையங்க, அவங்க தான் எங்களுக்கு கடைசி வரைக்கும் இருப்பாங்க, நீ எல்லாம் போயிடுவ அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. அப்படி சொல்லி என்னை அடித்தாங்க. அடித்து கரண்டியை வச்செல்லாம் பின்னாடி அடித்தாங்க, முதுகில் அடித்தாங்க. அடித்து இந்த இடத்துல இப்படி காயம் ஆயிடுச்சு, எனக்கு மூஞ்சிலெல்லாம் இந்த எனக்குலாம் காயம் வந்துருச்சு. ஒரு வாட்டி ஒரு பிள்ளை அவங்க அம்மா என்னமோ திட்டுனாங்கன்னு சொல்லி தீக்குளிச்சு இறந்து போச்சு. அது ஒரு 2 வருஷத்துக்கு முன்னாடி அந்த பொண்ணு இறந்து போச்சு. ஒரு வாட்டியெல்லாம் நினச்சி இதே எங்கள் வீட்டில் பூச்சி போடுறதுக்கு மருந்து இருந்துச்சு, அதை சாப்பிட்றதுக்கு அப்புறமேலு எதுக்கு நம்மளுக்கு தானே சொன்னதா மிஸ் இருக்காங்கல்ல, அவங்கள்ட்ட சொல்லி எதுவாக இருந்தாலும் தீர்த்துக்கலாம்னு சொல்லிட்டு தான்.
It slowly starts from the children. We cannot move the parents, we cannot say the parents, you have to change your attitude. A small group of children will gather, they will discuss the issues. They will move the community to discuss with the community members. The community members includes the parents of the children also, the same children. There is a space for the children to talk with their family itself. So that changes. That way we are creating the change in different ways. Teachers, children and the family members, through the family members, neighborhood. So the chain will go like this. In Tamil Nadu, there is a practice in some area, they won't send their girl child to the school. Some children are asking their parents, why you are not sending my sister to the school? She has a right. In a simple way, we can say each child can make a change through practicing the human rights values. That is important.
இங்கே வந்து டீச்சர்ஸ் கிளாஸ்க்குள்ளே வந்தாங்கன்னா கம்போட தான் வருவாங்க. ஆனால் இந்த மனித உரிமை கல்வி வந்த பிறகு டீச்சர்ஸ் எல்லாம் கம்பை விட்டுட்டு நல்லா அன்பாக பேசுகிற மாதிரி வராங்க.
எங்கள் பக்கத்து வீட்டுக்காரங்க ஒரு பொண்ணு வந்து சின்ன வயசுல நிச்சயதார்த்தம் பண்ணிட்டாங்க. 13 வயசு பிள்ளைய. இது இப்பெல்லாம் ஏன் பண்ணுறீங்கன்னாட்டா குடும்பத்தில் வரும தம்பி அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டாங்க. இதெல்லாம் தப்பு, அரசாங்கம் உங்களுக்கு படிக்கிறதுக்கு நல்ல பணம்லாம் செலவழிக்குது, படிக்க வைங்க அப்படின்னு சொன்னால் அவங்களும் படிக்க வச்சாங்க. அந்த நிச்சயதார்த்தம் நிறுத்திட்டு படிக்க வைக்கிறாங்க. அந்த பொண்ணு 9th படிச்சுட்டு இருக்கு.
We are having hope. I too having hope on that. After my experience in our organization was long 6 years here, only in this educational process, trainings, field visiting schools, meeting with the children and teachers, that experience gave me the hope. It is possible, the change is possible in the society through the children and the teachers who are involved in this process. Now we are in 22 states, the human rights education program.
பொண்ணா பிறந்ததில் நான் தப்பாக நினைக்கல, பொண்ணா பிறந்தது நல்லதான். பொண்ணா பிறந்த இப்போ நான் வந்து பொம்பளை பிள்ளைன்றனால தான் எனக்கு நிறைய உரிமைகள் கிடைக்குது. ஆனால் அது எனக்கு மறுத்துருக்கு.
Go ahead. Oh, West Street, any Francis Code 1 has been relieved by Melbourne East to the hospital there. Roger, thanks.
We're just going to do a walkthrough of a couple of nightclubs, just letting you know there's about 40, 50 people in the laneway as well, so just letting you know that also.
Ambulance have been called and it should be on reach all areas.
Call 781, we can assist us.
781, yeah, roger, no, thanks for that. It's just west of Flinders Lane and Elizabeth. So I'll try and get some other units there to you as well. 305.
Melbourne North 305, go ahead.
Yeah, North 305, we're clearing the last. Can you mark us code 2 and shortly off?
Frequency port 458.
Melbourne North 305.
Melbourne North 305, go ahead.
It was very obvious from the start that this piece of legislation was going to support the regeneration of policing as being focused on the community rather than us and them mentality.
We felt that introducing a charter would send a clear message to the community about society's expectations of how they should treat one another. Australians have a very strong ethos around people deserve a fair go, and the concept of a fair go all round is a key part of our culture. And so talking about human rights in an Australian context is very much about giving people a fair go.
It's about the balance of the needs of the offender, perpetrator, whichever language you like to use, and the balance of the needs of the community.
But first and foremost, it was really about highlighting what has long been a part of our tradition and culture, which is around affording people dignity and respect and protecting people's rights.
We're Flinders Street, you're abandoning notice, you're likely to go into we'll bring it out to one of the lowest.
One of the challenges we faced was breaking down some of the perceptions that police might not be absolutely focused on human rights. Now, that might be because sometimes police have got it wrong.
Flinders Lane and Elizabeth, just west of Elizabeth. We've got a drunk here that needs assistance.
The first step really was about firing up people's radar, if you like, so that they actually started looking for those issues in the workplace.
High complaints against police, some service delivery problems with really, really bad timelines on completing stuff, from victims reporting to getting offenders to court in time. We're having court costs issues with prosecutions that were failing because of poor investigation.
G'day Kev, Torpy and Goal, code 1, four-wheel drive.
Questions around quality of prisoners' food, making sure that prisoners have access to sunlight, making sure that if we're dealing with suspects, we're respecting their right to silence.
The scope of the program is, from day one, it was accessible to all employees of Victoria Police, from the admin worker who takes in the calls to the Chief Commissioner. Because if a receptionist is taking a call, they have to be thinking about the rights of the individual at the other end.
Yeah, waiting for our freeway code 2, talking to the watch house for a sec.
If a scientist is managing an investigation, they have to be thinking about the integrity of the evidence, because that is what is going to be protecting the community. Word got around that wherever somebody has done human rights education, there's less angst when they're dealing with the community. So we started to get flooded with requests.
Human rights training is forms part of our foundation training program now. So recruits marching into the academy or going to the academy for their training phase do initial education in human rights. We certainly have to be conscious of the diversity in our community. Some have faced a pretty tough time on their journey here many years in a refugee camp. Some have come from countries where law enforcement officers are oppressors. It certainly creates some challenges when we, as Victoria Police, are looking to deliver services.
Since we settled here as a new immigrant, a lot of our youth, they were having problems, caused difficulties of understanding how things is working in these countries. Once there is issue, they don't know how to sort it, whether with law or by themselves.
Came forward in Princess between Oregon and Drummond.
A simple complaint came in that the police were over-policing Sudanese kids. Our police force is predominantly white. However, we are not going to assume they're racist. We just have to make sure that they understand there's a difference between a person and their behavior. So the person is the person who needs to be protected. If there's behavior that is deemed to be illegal, then we manage the behavior. And that comes from the accountability that is brought about by the human rights framework. Why am I doing this? Is it legal? Is it proportional?
You know that we're probably about 50 metres off Flinders Street.
So we have very clear parameters. This is how we behave with the community. If you don't, you will be sanctioned.
Yeah, 782, receive that, thanks.
The policeman came down there, and I'm like, oh, what did I do? Or is there any problem with the boys, or what's happening? And it's like, no, we just want to talk to you about something. There's a program we're running. It's about the youth, youth leadership and all this sort of stuff. Then I'm like, okay, that sounds a bit interesting.
We emphasize that human rights are about respect and dignity. And we emphasize that the only difference from culture to culture is how dignity and respect are articulated.
If I was to nominate one key thing that's changed, there is now a common language around this stuff. It is much easier now for me and my supervisors, and indeed police who are on the beat, to self-regulate, use a language that their colleagues or their subordinates understand when they're wanting to set expectations around how people should behave and how they should do what is a very difficult job.
It's given us a range of dividends. It hasn't actually been a chore. It's actually been a bit positive to allow us to do our job better.
Over the past 12 months, right across operational policing, there's been on average a 30% reduction in complaints about police conduct.
From that time, I started to know more about police. Here it's all about, just a uniform. They put the uniform on. That's the difference between me and them. But once there is no uniform, it's just a normal person like you and me.
Ben de kendi daha çocuğu. Benim evliliğim görücü usulü oldu. Ailem istedi. Yok dedim o zaman, ben daha yaşımda başımda. Ben de kendi daha çocuğu. Gelin oldum, gittim öyle gördüm. Aniden mesela hiç bilmediğim bir ortama girdim. Bilmediğim başkasının yatağına girdim. Eşim 15 yaş benden büyüktü. Şu an 2 çocuğum var zaten. Hiç unutmam, ben hamileydim olduğuma 8 aylık. Beni o öyle tekmeledi ki. Böyle karnımı sakladım ellerimle falan, tekme vuruyordu karnıma. Bebeğime bir şey olmasın diye karnımı sakladım. Anneme anlatırdım, babama anlatırdım, beni suçlarlardı. Sen iyi davranmıyorsun, hata senindir. Çok suçlayınca Baktım ki onlarda zaten bana hiçbir şey yok. Ben de sustum. Bazen de ben resmen çıldırıyordum. Ama hiçbir şey yapamıyordum. Boşanmaya karar verdim. Ben zaten ailem silahlarla peşime dalmıştılar. Beni arıyorlardı. Vakata gönderdi. Vakata geldim işte.
Bir kere Türkiye'de şiddet oranı çok yüksek olduğu için her türlü şiddet ama ekonomik, politik, psikolojik, kültürel, fiziksel ve cinsel.
Yani bu zulmü, bu yaşamayı hak etmiyorum. Ve benim gibi bir sürü insanlar da var, kadınlar da var. Çok gördüm ben çevremde. Eğitimle giriyorlar, Müşken ablam vardı. Ben de sordum, Gül abla dedi ki bana istiyor musun katılmayı? Dernektekiler. Ya istiyorum dedim, okumam yazmam yok ama bakalım dedim. Bir deneyeyim dedim. Ne öğrenebilirim ve başarabilir miyim?
Bir değişiklik istiyorsa kadınlar ve biz onlarla buluşabiliyorsak, bu tip güçlendirici faaliyetler, aktiviteler, eğitimlerle mutlaka hayatına değiyor. Ne yapıyor? İşte dediğim gibi eğitim hayatına devam etmek istiyor. Evliliğinde sorun varsa bu sorunu çözmeye çalışıyor. Kocasıyla, çocuklarıyla, aile içi iletişim konusunda daha bir güçleniyor.
Bu eğitim sonucunda ulaştığımız kadınlar, bu eğitimi alan, kendi varlığını hisseden kadınlar bir adım daha öteye gittiler. Bir adım daha ilerisini görmeye başladılar. Daha fazla insanlarla ilişki kurarak devletin bazı olanaklarına daha fazla yararlanma isteği ve arzusu duydu. Eğitim hayatlarına geri döndüler. Yani iş hayatlarına tekrar geri dönenler oldu. Bunlar çok önemli adımlar aslında.
O eğitim çok güzel. Konu üzerinde işte konu. Gittikçe açıldı. Gittikçe baktık ki daha rahat, daha güzel. Ve düşünüyordum ki ay benim bilmediğim ne kadar çok şey var. Hiçbir şey bilmiyorum ki zaten. En azından neye sahibiz? Neye sahip olabiliriz? Güç topluyordum. Yalnız değilim diye. Düşsem bunlarla atarlar bana.
Nitekim bizim kadın insan hakları eğitim programlarına katılan pek çok kadın grup çalışmalarında gördü ki sadece kendisi yaşamıyor. Gruptan pek çok kadın bunu yaşıyor. O zaman o kadar rahatlayıp o kadar kendilerini iyi hissediyorlar ki suçluluk duygularından arınıyorlar ve daha güçlü hissediyorlar. Çünkü diyorlar ki bu benim hatam değil. Bunu buradaki 20 kadından 18 kadın daha yaşıyor. O zaman sorun bende değil, sorun başka bir yerde. Sorun bütün bu toplumsal hayatta, toplumsal yapılanmada olduğu için de kadın kendini çok daha hissediyor.
Çok mutlu oldum kimliğimi bir adım değiştirmek. İsmi Evrim, şu ismimi Gül bıraktım. Şu ismimi Gül bıraktım diye çok gülmek istiyorum artık. Yani gülmek istiyorum. Dünya her yerdeki bütün kadınlar diyorum. Dünyada her tarafta Kimi gören.
I think when we talk about who is responsible for protecting human rights and for promoting human rights in the world, we have to talk first about the role of governments, because of course we have to lead the cause, we have to set the legal framework, and we have to monitor the implementation of the commitments. But this is also a responsibility of civil society. The organized civil society can play a very, very important role. And finally, the international organizations.
Human rights education has to become everybody's collective job. And we are trying our best. I don't think we are anywhere successful to the extent we thought we would be successful. But I think the consciousness is growing. And I think that growing consciousness is what is important.
மனித உரிமையில் படித்தனால டீச்சராகவும் ஆசை. அதுபோல் சொன்னதா டீச்சர் மாதிரி மனித உரிமை டீச்சராக இருக்குன்னு தான் எனக்கு ரொம்ப ஆசையாக இருக்கும்.
We've started the thinking. I'm not yet confident that I've got every single one of my members who, every time they go on patrol, it's just a natural reaction to be considerate towards individuals' human rights. When I'm confident that I've got that, then the work is done.
Güçlü hissediyorum. Hatta çok. Başka kadınlara da yardımcı olabilsem daha çok mutlu olacağım. Benim istediğim de o. Örnek olmak. Onu başarmak. İnşallah başarırım.